Hi, this is Dr. S. Umamaheswari, Head Department of Management Studies, AJK College of Arts and Science, Coimbatore. Now I am going to brief about entrepreneurship and small business management. So the first topic is introduction about entrepreneur. The entrepreneur is defined as someone who has the ability and desire to establish, administer and succeed in a startup venture along with risk entailed to it to make profits. The best example of entrepreneurship is the starting of a new business venture. The entrepreneurship is the starting of new business venture are often known as a source of new ideas or innovators and bring new ideas in the market by replacing old with a new invention. It can be classified into small or home business to multinational companies. In economies, the profits that an entrepreneur makes is with a combination of land, natural resources, labor, and capital. In a nutshell, anyone who has the will and determination to start a new company and deals with all the risks that go with it can become an entrepreneur. Next, we will study about characteristics of entrepreneurship. The first important character which is required for entrepreneur is ability to take a risk. Starting any new venture involves a considerable amount of failure risk. Therefore, an entrepreneur needs to be courageous and able to evaluate and take risks, which is an essential part of being an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurship and innovation. Innovation and entrepreneurship are two closely related words used in the business world. Some may think they mean the same, but using them interchangeably would be making big mistake. While they revolve around the same idea, it is crucial to understand the difference. Innovation is applying your creativity to come up with a unique idea or solution. It is technological invention which lets part do what they could not previously do. You have an engine, wheels and axles and you put them together to invent a car. Progress depends on innovation and great innovators can get rich. Entrepreneurship, by contrast, is applying the innovation to bring the ideas to life. It is a social invention which lets people do what they could not previously do. Entrepreneurs grasp the opportunity to cash in on the innovation. They build businesses and propel the innovation forward. Progress depends on entrepreneurship and great entrepreneurs get even richer than great inventors. Next one, role of entrepreneurship in economic development. The first one is wealth creation and sharing. By establishing the business entity, entrepreneurs invest their own resources and attract capital in the form of debt, equity, etc. from investors, lenders, and the public. This mobilizes public wealth and allows people to benefit from the success of entrepreneurs and growing business. This kind of pooled capital that results in wealth creation and distribution is one of the basic imperatives and goals of economic development. The second is creative job. Entrepreneurs are by nature and definition job creators as opposed to job seekers. The simple translation is that when you become an entrepreneur, there is one less job seeker in the economy. And then you provide employment for multiple other job seekers. This kind of job creation by new and existing businesses is one of the basic goal of economic development. This is why the government of India has launched initiatives such as Startup India to promote and support new startups and also others like Make in India initiatives to attract foreign companies and their FDI into the Indian economy. All this in turn creates a lot of job opportunities and is helping in augmenting our standards to a global level. The third role of entrepreneur is balanced regional development. Entrepreneurs setting up new businesses and industrial units help with regional development by locating in less developed and backward areas. The growth of industries and business in the areas leads to infrastructure improvement like better roads and rail, airports, stable electricity and water supply, schools, hospitals, shopping malls, and other public and private services that would not otherwise be available. Every new businesses that locates in a less developed area will create both direct and indirect jobs, helping lift regional economies in many different ways. The combined spending by all the new employees of the new business and the supporting jobs in the other business adds to the local and regional economic output. Both central and state governments promote this kind of regional development by providing registered MSME businesses various benefits and concessions. The next one is GDP and per capita income. India's MSME sector comprised of 36 million units that provide employment for more than 80 million people now accounts for over 37% of the country's GDP. Each new addition to these 36 million units make use of even more resources like land, labor and capital to develop products and services that add to the national income, national product and per capita income of the country. This growth in GDP and per capita income is again one of the essential goals of the economic development. The next role is standard of living. Increase in the standard of living of people in a community is yet another key goal of economic development. Entrepreneurs again play a key role in increasing the standard of living in a community. They do this not just by creating jobs, but also by developing and adopting innovations that leads to improvements in the quality of life of employees, customers, and other stakeholders in the community. For example, automation that reduces production cost and enables faster production will make a business unit more productive while also providing its customers with the same goods at a lower prices. Then exports. Any growing business will eventually want to get started with export to expand the business to foreign markets. This is an important ingredient of economic development since it provides access to bigger markets and leads to currency inflows and access to the latest cutting edge technologies and processes being used in more developed foreign markets. Another key benefit is that there is expansion that leads to more stable business revenue during economic downturns in the local community. Next one is community development. Economic development doesn't always translate into community development. Community development requires infrastructure for education and training, healthcare, and other public services. For example, you need highly educated and skilled workers in a community to attract a new business. If there are educational institutions, technical training schools, and internship opportunities that will help build the pool of educated and skilled workers. A good example of how this kind of community development can be promoted is Hazim Premji, chairman of Wipro Limited, who donated rupees 27,514 crores for promoting education through the Azim Premji Foundation. This foundation works with more than 350,000 schools in 8 states across India. So the next we will see about factors affecting entrepreneurs. So the factors can be divided into two categories. One is the economic factor, another one is non-economic factor. Let me see, the first one is economic factor. So capital. The first one is comes under economic factor is capital. Capital is one of the most important factors of production for the establishment of an enterprise. Increase in capital investment in viable projects results in increase in profits, which help in accelerating the process of capital formation. Entrepreneurship activity to gets a boost with the easy availability of funds for investment. The second one is labor. Easy availability of a right type of workers also affect entrepreneurship. The quantity rather than quantity of labor influences the emergence and growth of entrepreneurship. The problem of labor immobility can be solved by providing infrastructural facilities including efficient transportation. The next one is raw material. It is one of the basic ingredients required for production. Shortage of raw material can adversely affect entrepreneurial environment. Without adequate supply of raw materials, no industry can function properly and the emergence of entrepreneurship here too is adversely affected. The next factor is market. The role and the importance of market and marketing is very important for the growth of entrepreneurship. In modern competitive world, no entrepreneur can think of surviving in the absence of latest knowledge and market and various marketing techniques. The next important factor is infrastructure. Expansion of entrepreneurship presupposes properly developed communication and transportation facilities. It not only helps to enlarge the market but expand the horizons of business too. Take for instance the establishment of post and telegraph system and construction of roads and highways in India. It helped considerable entrepreneurial activities which took place in 1850s. The next one is non-economic factor. So under that, the first one is education. Education enables one to understand the outside world and equips him with the basic knowledge and skills to deal with day-to-day problems. In any society, the system of education has a significant role to play in inculcating entrepreneurial values. The second one is attitude of the society. A related aspect to this is the attitude of the society towards entrepreneurship. Certain societies encourage innovations and novelties and thus approve entrepreneurs' actions and rewards like profit. Certain others do not tolerate changes, and in such circumstances, entrepreneurship cannot take root and grow. Similarly, some societies have an inherent dislike for any money-making activity. It is said that in Russia in the 19th century, the upper classes did not like entrepreneurs for them cultivating the land mean a good life. The next factor is cultural value. Motives impel men to action. Entrepreneurial growth requires proper motives like profit making, acquisition of prestige, and attainment of social status. Ambitious and talented men would take risk and innovative. If these motives are strong, the strength of these motives depends upon the culture of the society. If the culture is economically or monetarily oriented, entrepreneurship would be applauded and prized. Well-developed countries, people are not economically motivated. Monetary incentives have relatively less attraction. People have these ample opportunities of attaining social distinctions by non-economic pursuits. Men with organizational abilities are therefore not dragged into business. They use their talents for non-economic end. Then entrepreneurship development programs. So as the term itself denotes, EDP is the program meant to develop entrepreneurial abilities among the people. In other words, It refers to inculcation, development, and polishing of entrepreneurial skills into a person needed to establish and successfully run his or her enterprise. Thus, the concept of entrepreneurship development program involves equipping a person with the required skills and knowledge needed for starting and running the enterprise. Next, we will see about need and objectives of entrepreneurship development programs. The first one is develop and strengthen the entrepreneurial quality, that is motivation or need for achievement. The second objective of EDP is analyze an environmental setup relating to small industry and small business. The third one is select the product. Then fourth need is formulate proposal for the product. The final objective is understand the process and procedure involved in setting up a small enterprise. So the next we will see about the entrepreneurship development program course content. The course content of an EDP are selected in line with the objectives of the EDPs. The training program is usually to 6 weeks duration. It consists of the following inputs. General introduction. First, the participants are exposed to a general knowledge of entrepreneurship, such as factors affecting small-scale industries, the role of entrepreneurs in economic development, entrepreneurial behavior, and the facilities available for establishing small-scale enterprises. Then motivation training. The training inputs under the aim at inducing and increasing the need for achievement among the participants. Efforts are made to inject confidence and positive attitude and behavior among the participants towards business. It ultimately tries to make the participants to start their own business enterprises after the completion of the training program. In order to further motivate the participants, sometimes successful entrepreneurs are also invited to speak about their experience in setting up and running a business. The next one is management skill. Running a business, whether large or small, requires the managerial skill. Since a small entrepreneur cannot employ management experts to manage their business, they need to be imparted basic and essential managerial skills in the functional areas like finance, production, and marketing. Knowledge of managerial skills enables an entrepreneur to run their enterprise smoothly and successfully. The next objective is support system and procedure. These participants also need to be exposed to the support available from different institutions and agencies for setting up and running small-scale enterprises. This is followed by acquainting them with procedure for approaching them, applying and obtaining support from them. The next one is fundamentals of project feasibility study. Under this, the participants are provided guidelines on the effective analysis of feasibility or viability of the particular project in view of marketing, organization, technical, financial, and social aspects. Knowledge is also given how to prepare the feasibility report for certain products. Then plant visit. In order to familiarize the participants with the real life situations in small business, plant visits are also arranged. Such trips help the participants know more about an entrepreneur's behavior, personality, thoughts, and aspirations. These influences them to behave accordingly to run the enterprise smoothly and successfully. The next topic is evaluation of entrepreneurship development program. EDP have been considered as an effective instrument for developing entrepreneurship in the countryside. Hundreds of EDPs are conducted by some 686 organizations to import entrepreneurial training to participants in thousands. As mentioned earlier, the main objective of EDPs is held to be enterprise creator, Hence, it seems necessary to see whether the objectives of EDP is fulfilled or not. In simple words, there is a need to have a retrospective look into how many participants have actually started their own enterprises after completing the training. This calls for evaluation of EDPs. Then we will study about the phases of EDP. An entrepreneurship development program consists of the following phases. Pre-training phase, the activities and preparations required to launch the training program come under this phase. This phase accordingly include the following: selection of entrepreneurs, arrangement of infrastructure, tie-up of guest faculty for the training purpose, arrangement for inauguration of the program, selection of necessary tools, techniques to select the suitable entrepreneurs, formation of selection committee for selecting trainees, arrangement of publicity, media and campaigning for the program, development of application form, finalization of training syllabus. So, pre-potential survey of opportunities available in the given environmental conditions. During the training phase, the main objective of this phase is to bring desirable change in the behavior of the trainees. Accordingly, a trainer should see the following changes in the behavior of the trainees. Is he or she turned very much towards his her proposed project idea? Then post-training phase, the ultimate objective of the EDP is to prepare the participants to start their enterprise. This phase therefore involved assessment to judge how far the objectives of the program have been achieved. This is called follow-up. Follow-up indicates our past performance, drawbacks, if any, in our past work and suggest guidelines for framing for future policies to improve our performance. The purpose behind the EDP follow-up is to review the pre-training work, review the process of training program, and review post-training approach. Next one, we will study about the institutional support to entrepreneurship production. So, the National Small Industries Corporation Limited, it is simply called as NSIC. The National Small Industries Corporation Limited is an enterprise under the Union Ministry of Industries, was set up in 1955 to promote, aid and foster the growth of small-scale industries in the country. Its main functions are to provide machinery or hire purchase scheme to small-scale industries, to provide equipment leasing facility, to help in export marketing of the products of small-scale industries, to help in development and upgradation of technology and implementation of modernization programs of small-scale industries. The next one is SIDO, that is Small Industries Development Organization. Small Industries Development Organization is a subordinate office of the Department of SSSI and ARI department. Commissioner is the head of this SIDO. He is assisted by various directors and advisors in evolving and implementing various programs of training and management consultancy, industrial investigation, possibilities for development of different types of small-scale industries, development of industrial estates, etc. The main function of SIDO are functions relating to coordination functions, relating to industrial development functions, relating to extension. The next one is Small Scale Industries Board, SSIB. The Government of India constituted a board, namely Small Scale Industries Board, in 1954 to advise on development of small scale industries in the country. The SSIB is also known as Central Small Industries Board. Hence, to facilitate coordination and inter-institutional linkages, the Small Scale Industries Board has been constituted. It is an apex advisory body constituted to render advice to the government on all issues pertaining to the development of small scale industries. The next one is Small Industry Service Institute, SISIS. Small industry service institutes are set up to provide consultancy and training to small entrepreneurs, both existing and prospective. Its main functions are to serve as interface between central and state governments, to render technical support service, to conduct entrepreneurship development programs, to initiate promotional programs. The next one is District Industry Center, DIC. This program was started by 1978 with a view to provide integrated administrative framework at the district level for promotion of small scale industries in rural areas. Its main functions are to prepare an action plan to effectively implement the schemes identified, to appraise the worthiness of the various proposals received from entrepreneurs, to undertake product development work appropriate to small industries, to assist the entrepreneurs in marketing their products and assess the possibilities of ancillarization and export promotion of their products. Then industrial estates. Industrial estates are yet another institutional measure to promote industrialization the country. In India, industrial estates have been utilized an effective tool for the promotion and growth of small scale industries. The following are the objectives: to provide infrastructures and accommodation facilities to the entrepreneurs, to encourage the development of small scale industries in the country, to decentralize industries to the rural and backward areas. So far we learned about meaning of entrepreneurship, characteristics, a role of entrepreneurs in economic development, factors affecting entrepreneurs, and institutional support to entrepreneurs. Finally, hope this lecture session will be fruitful to the business administration students. Thank you.